If you're working full-time but still can't afford life, this one's for you. And today, I'm breaking down exactly why Gen Z can't afford life even with a job and the creative solutions nobody's talking about. And before I built multiple seven-figure businesses, I filed for bankruptcy in 2007. Yeah, rock bottom. So when I see Gen Z getting crushed by the same economic forces that took me down, I get it. The difference? You don't have to wait until you're 20 years into a pharmacy career to figure this out. The 73% of Gen Z lives paycheck to paycheck. Not because you're lazy, not because you're buying too much avocado toast, but because the game has fundamentally changed and nobody gave you the updated playbook. Let's fix that right now. Number one, high cost of living. Here's the brutal truth. Groceries cost 63% more than Gen Z expected. Rent and utilities, 47% higher. You're not crazy. Everyday life actually is absurdly expensive. But here's where it gets interesting. While your parents' generation would just tighten the belt and suffer in silence, Gen Z is flipping the script with something called loud budgeting. Instead of making excuses like, I'm busy tonight, you straight up tell friends, I'm skipping this because I'm saving for my emergency fund. Plot twist. When you normalize talking about money, your real friends will respect it. My friend Alan built a 9-figure business, and he still tells people no when something doesn't align with his goals. Here are some creative solutions. Cash stuffing. The viral TikTok trend is actually the old envelope budgeting method with a Gen Z makeover. You divide your paycheck into physical envelopes for groceries, gas, entertainment. And when the cash is gone, you're done spending in that category. It sounds restrictive, but 72% of Gen Z who track their spending report feeling way more in control. Thrift everything. Over 40% of Gen Z already shop secondhand. And it's not just about saving money. It's about mental health. My son Hunter made thrifting a hobby with his friends. They spend Saturday afternoons hitting thrift stores and finding quality stuff for pennies and actually having fun without dropping $200 at the mall. Get strategic with groceries. Use browser extensions like Honey or Rakuten for automatic coupons. Shop Aldi or ethnic grocery stores where prices are 30 to 40% lower. Meal prep with friends and split bulk purchases. My wife Daisy cuts our grocery bill in half by shopping strategically, and she's teaching our sons the same system. Negotiate your bills. Call your cell phone provider, internet company, insurance, and just ask for a better rate. Companies have retention departments whose job is to keep you. And a 10-minute call can save you $50 to $100 per month. That's $600 to $1,200 annually. Drop a comment right now. Which one of these strategies are you trying first? Cash stuffing, thrifting, negotiating bills? Let me know. Number two, insufficient income and wages. More than half of Gen Z doesn't make enough to live the life they want. And here's the thing. Your 9 to 5 might never be enough. And that's not pessimism, it's math. And I spent 20 years in corporate pharmacy, climbing the ladder, doing everything right, and still went bankrupt. The traditional path doesn't guarantee financial security anymore. Creative solutions, side hustles aren't optional anymore. They're essential. But Gen Z has a massive advantage. You understand social media better than any generation in history. My friend Will built a digital marketing agency from his bedroom. My friend Mateo does freelance coding. These aren't pipe dreams. 81.9% of Gen Z already has a side hustle making an average of $533 per month. Become a social media manager. Companies are desperate for people who actually understand Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. Average salary, $70,287 per year. And you can work remotely from a low cost of living area while getting paid big city rates. Content creation. Stop consuming content and start creating it. You don't need 1 million followers. Micro influencers with 10,000 to 50,000 engaged followers can make $500 to $5,000 per sponsored post. My son Hunter handles my marketing, and he's learned skills worth 6 figures. Freelance writing. Despite AI, companies still need human riders who understand emotion and connection. Rate $22 to $50 per hour. My friend James, a physicist, freelances on the side and makes an extra $2,000 monthly. The gig economy, dog walking, $17 plus per hour. DoorDash, Rover, Fiverr. These aren't glamorous, but they're flexible. Stack 2 or 3 gigs, work 10 to 15 hours per week, and you've got an extra $800 to $1,200 monthly to crush debt or build savings. Real talk. Your career isn't your income. It's your income streams, plural. And now number 3, debt management. Student loans, credit cards, car payments. Debt is suffocating Gen Z before you even get started. And taking jobs you hate just to make minimum payments, that's a prison sentence. I carried massive debt after my bankruptcy. It controlled every decision I made. Never again. Creative solutions. Balance transfer cards with 0% APR. If you have good credit, roll your high interest debt onto a card offering 18 to 21 months at 0% interest. Every payment goes to principal, not interest. This saved me thousands when I was rebuilding. Debt snowball versus debt avalanche. Pick your psychology. Snowball means paying off smallest balances first for quick wins and motivation. Avalanche means highest interest rates first to save the most money. Neither is wrong. Just choose what keeps you motivated. Visual trackers. Print a debt payoff chart and stick it on your fridge. Color in progress. Make it a game. Sounds silly, but visual accountability works. And when my sons were learning money management, we used charts for everything. Side hustle cash goes to debt only. Every dollar from your Uber, freelancing, dog walking, etc., straight to debt. Not fun, but it accelerates payoff exponentially. And if you throw an extra $500 per month at a $10,000 debt, you'll be free in less than 2 years instead of 5 to 10 years of minimum payments. Credit card cashback on debt. Already have cashback rewards? Apply them directly to your balance. Even $20 to $50 per month adds up to $240 to $600 annually. And plot twist, debt payoff isn't just about math, it's about psychology. Find what motivates you and attack it like your freedom depends on it, because it does. Now, number 4, housing affordability. Homeowners hit feels impossible. Interest rates are high, prices are insane, and rent is eating 40 to 50% of your income. And I get it, but here's the thing. 26.1% of Gen Z already owns homes. They're not richer or luckier, they're just playing a different game. Creative solutions. House hacking. Buy a duplex, triplex, or fourplex. Live in one unit, rent out the others. The rental income covers your mortgage and you're living for free while building equity. This is how regular people become millionaires. My friend Eric did this with an FHA loan, 3.5% down, and his tenants paid his entire mortgage. Now, non-traditional financing. Look into VA loans, 0 down for veterans, FHA loans, 3.5% down, or USDA loans, 0 down for rural areas. Or explore the ARMs, or what they call 2-1 buy downs, where sellers temporarily lower your interest rate for the first 2 years, giving you breathing room. And target up and coming neighborhoods. Don't buy where it's hot now. Buy where it's going to be hot. Longer commutes, fixer-uppers, neighborhoods in transition. Real estate is about forward thinking. And I bought in Allen, Texas years ago when it was affordable. Now it's one of the best areas in the region. Co-living or roommate strategies. Split a house with friends. Everyone saves 30 to 50% on housing costs, which frees up cash for down payment savings. It's not glamorous, but it's strategic. High yield savings account for down payment. Park your savings in a high yield account earning 4 to 5% instead of 0.01% at a traditional bank. On $20,000, that's an extra $800 to $1,000 per year. Automate monthly transfers. $200 per month becomes $10,000 in 4 years, plus interest. Real talk. You might not buy your dream home first, but buy the starter home that gets you in the game. Number 5, saving for the future. Over half of Gen Z doesn't have 3 months of expenses saved. You know it's important. You want to save, but immediate bills keep crushing that goal. Here's the mindset shift. Saving isn't what's left over. It's what happens first. Creative solutions. Pay yourself first through automation. The second your paycheck hits, $100, $200, $500, whatever you can, automatically transfers to savings. You can't spend what you don't see. My sons Tyler and Hunter both automated savings the day they got their first jobs. Micro investments add up. Apps like Acorns round up purchases to the nearest dollar and invest the difference. Buy a $3.50 coffee, it rounds to $4, and 50 cents goes to investing. Sounds tiny, but it's thousands per year without thinking about it. Retirement isn't optional. If your employer offers 401k matching, that's free money. Even $200 per month in a Roth IRA over 40 years becomes $479,000 at 7% returns. Gen Z's biggest advantage? Time. You have decades of compound interest ahead of you. No spend challenges. Make it a game. 1 month, only free entertainment, hiking, parks, game nights at home. The money you would have spent on bars, restaurants, movies goes straight to savings. My friend Alan makes millions, and he still does monthly spending challenges for discipline. Sinking funds for known expenses, Christmas, car maintenance, insurance. You know these are coming. So set aside $50 to $100 monthly so you're not blindsided. Use jars, envelopes, or a separate savings account. Plot twist. Saving doesn't mean deprivation. It means freedom. The freedom to quit a toxic job. The freedom to handle emergencies. The freedom to build the life you actually want instead of the one you're stuck with. Look, Gen Z got dealt a tough hand. High cost, low wages, crushing debt, impossible housing. And everyone's telling you it's your fault for ordering DoorDash. It's not. But here's the real talk. Waiting for this system to fix itself is a losing strategy. You've got to play offense with your money. Loud budgeting, side hustles, house hacking, strategic saving, creative debt payoff. The strategies I just gave you, these aren't theory. I use these exact principles to go from bankruptcy to building multiple seven-figure businesses. My sons are using them right now to build their futures. My friends, Alan, James, Will, Mateo, Eric, Anish, all use versions of these strategies to win financially. And the craziest part, Gen Z is already ahead of where millennials and Gen X were at your age. You track spending better. You embrace side hustles. You are transparent about money, and you're willing to do unconventional things to win. You've got time on your side. Use it wisely. And if this helped, smash that subscribe button and watch my next video where I'm breaking down even more personal finance strategies to help you build real wealth. Peace be with you, and let's win together.